Greetings to all the students. Our today's topic is food and diet, and this topic is actually the continuation of the topic of human digestive system. So, in the previous video recordings, YouTube videos, you people have seen human digestive system and teeth, and now food and diet. So, they all are the part of one topic, and it is the huge topic in biology, food and diet. It is a very big topic, so you people should take time and you have to read them part by part, including food test, calorimeter experiment, different parts of the human digestive system, the function of the enzymes, the process of digestion, calorimeter experiment, food test, teeth. It is a huge topic, so you should not sit and read them at once. You have to divide them into small segments, and then you should study it. What is a food? What is the difference in between food and diet? So the edible things are actually the food. Everything cannot be a food. Edible things that provide you with energy, that can be a food. And you all know that why do we need food for energy requirement? And energy is needed for everything. Even if you are sleeping, you are sitting at one place, not doing anything, you need energy because your organs are working. Your heart is pumping the blood, your lungs are taking in and out air, your brain is sending impulses to different parts of the body, digestion is taking place. So even if you are not working, even if you are sleeping, you need energy, and that only comes with food. What is a diet? What is the difference in between food and diet? Diet is whenever we have got any particular health issue, we cut down some of the foods, and we add some of the foods in our diet, in our meal. So that becomes a diet. For example, if someone has diabetes, so that person will take care of eating less carbohydrates, cut down the sugars, fried food, eating more vegetables and proteins. So that can be a diet. This is the difference in between food and diet. So a balanced diet is the one, like in one plate, when you are eating the food, 3 meals in one plate you have got, you should have a right proportion of fats, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. How do you know what should be the right proportion? So according to your health condition, your body weight, your height, your age, your gender, your nutritionist will decide it. How many calories you have to take in one day. So according to that, the doctors, the nutritionist, the diabetologist, they set the meal. So the people who do not have any health issue, they have to take care, like for no reason. We do not go to the nutritionist or doctors, but if we add equal amount of fat, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and carbohydrate in our diet, it is not like that we are eating only carbohydrates and fats and proteins and we are not eating minerals and vitamins at all. So that will not be a balanced diet. A balanced diet is the one in which in your plate you have to have everything. Like in this picture on the you can see meat is there, which is protein and fat as well. Fish is there, pure protein, and iodine is there. Broccoli, vitamin C, minerals are there. Egg protein is there. Rice, carbohydrate, tomatoes, vegetables, sugar. So everything is there in the plate, which you can see. So that is a balanced diet. So if the diet is not balanced, something is too much, another thing is too less or not at all, that will definitely lead to a health issue. So what are the factors which affect the energy requirement of a person? Everyone's energy requirement is not same. So age, gender, body composition, physical activity, working environment, working condition, physiological state. These are some of the factors which affect the energy requirement of the people. Like small children, if you will talk about the age, small children need more energy because they are in growing stage, their metabolism is high, they are active than the elderly people. So small children have got more energy requirement. Gender, males' requirement of the energy is comparatively more than females because their body mass in, if we talk about in majority of the cases, the body mass of the male is more than females. Similarly, physical activity, if you are very much active, a player, an athlete, a mason, a farmer, those who are constantly working actively, moving the parts of their body, physical exercise, if you are doing, your energy requirement will be more as compared to those who are not that much active or sitting at one place doing nothing, just watching TV or working on computer. So their energy requirement is less. The six type of the food, the six components of the food we have in our meals is carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins, minerals, dietary fiber, and water. So what carbohydrates are made up of? Carbohydrates are the organic compounds. And organic compounds are those which are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. All right, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So anything which is made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen is considered as organic. What is organic? What do you mean by organic? Anything which grows on the trees, not manufactured in the factories and industries, is considered as organic. So they are organic, natural, from the natural resources you are getting them. So carbohydrate is actually found in sugar, in rice, in potatoes, all these things. So they grow on trees. That's why we are calling them carbohydrates. All right. So you can see carbohydrates, different types of the carbohydrates here. The sources of carbohydrates are wheats, potatoes, fruits, oats, pasta. All right. So in carbohydrates also, there are different type of the carbohydrates. What are the different types of the carbohydrates? So there are two main types of carbohydrates. All right. What are the two main types of carbohydrates? The two main types of carbohydrates are simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. So simple carbohydrates are again two types. What are those two types? Monosaccharides, disaccharides. Mono means one, di means two. Polysaccharides are the complex carbohydrate. Poly means many. All right. So simple carbohydrates consisting of one molecules or two simple molecules joined together. Whereas, what are those molecules? These are the molecules of glucose. One single molecule of glucose or two molecules of glucose, when they combine together, they are forming simple carbohydrates. So single molecule of glucose is a monosaccharide. Double molecules bonded together are disaccharides, and many glucose molecules, when they combine together, they form polysaccharides. Now we will see what they are. Monosaccharides, what they are consisting of. So monosaccharide consists of only one molecule of sugar. Example, glucose, fructose, galactose. They consist of only one molecule, single molecule. So they are monosaccharides. So where they are found in all the sweet tasting foods. All right. Fructose is found in the fruits, fructose sugar. So fruits also contain sugar, more or less they have sugar in them. So this sugar is actually a monosaccharide. So all the sweet tasting things, they contain monosaccharide, can be glucose, fructose, and glucose. And when all of them, whether you eat any sweet tasting food or you eat fruits, everything, the sweet tasting things which contain monosaccharide in them, ultimately the monosaccharide will digest and will release in the form of glucose in the blood, will release glucose in the blood. And that will cause those who are diabetic, in them, it will cause in the hike of the glucose level. Even in the normal people also, the glucose level rises but remains in the limit. All right. You can see glucose and fructose here. All the sweet tasting things, all the fruits, they contain fructose, and all the sweet tasting things, cream, sugar, donuts, waffles, they all contain chocolates. They all contain glucose in them. All right. Disaccharide, two molecules combined together. For example, what two molecules combined together? In case of sucrose, glucose molecule is bonded with fructose molecule. So these two molecules combine together to make a disaccharide, and that is called sucrose. Glucose and galactose combine together and form lactose. Where lactose is found? It is found in the milk. Even in the milk also, this carbohydrate or disaccharide or glucose is there. All right. Maltose is made up of two glucose molecules combined together. So what is maltose? Malt sugar is maltose. So those sugars, those carbohydrates which are made up of two glucose molecules, two simple molecules combined together are called disaccharide. Like sucrose, lactose and maltose are the disaccharides. Then we will move to polysaccharides. Polysaccharide consists of a chain of unlimited number. All right, so we can make a chain like this. A chain, see, the chain is open from both the ends. It means the chain is continued, unlimited number of the molecules. They make a bond and it makes polysaccharide, and polysaccharides are consisting of, uh, complex molecules like starch, the one which is found in the potatoes, in the rice, in the wheat. Cellulose. What is cellulose? Cell walls of the plants. So if you are eating vegetables, green vegetables, you are consuming cellulose because cellulose is making the cell walls of the plants. Glycogen. Glycogen is stored in the cells. So starch, cellulose, glycogen, they all are polysaccharide consisting of many molecules, and when all three of them will be digested in our digestive system, finally they will release in the form of glucose in our blood. Finally, they will release in the form of the glucose. So they are actually complex carbohydrates. So whether you eat rice, you eat potatoes, you eat sweet potatoes, they will be ultimately digesting and will be released in the form of glucose in your blood. And glucose is the main energy producer. Because glucose in our cells, mitochondria, react with oxygen and produce energy in the form of ATP. So it is the main source of energy. Carbohydrates, monosaccharides, disaccharides, polysaccharides, they are the fuel of our body machine because they are producing energy in our cells in the process of cellular respiration. So you can see some of the sources of carbohydrates including mono, di, polysaccharides, pasta, potatoes, wheat, rice, bread, honey, dates, bananas. They all are either mono, di, or polysaccharides. Then we will see what are the sources of carbohydrates. We all know wheat, rice, potatoes, sweet tasting fruit, sweet flavoring foods, oats, pasta. They all are organic. We are getting all of them from the natural resources. All right. So what is the function of carbohydrate? As I told you that they produce energy in the cellular respiration. So they are the fuel of our body. But everything has to be taken in the limit. So if you are taking too much of carbohydrate, there will be health issues. So too much of carbohydrate means ultimately too much of glucose will be released in the blood, and that will lead to diabetes. And if this too much of glucose will not be used up by the cells in the cellular respiration, this glucose will be stored in our cells and will be ultimately converted into fats. So it will lead to obesity as well, fatty liver, all right, because the liver is the one which has to process the entire food, which has to check the composition of every food. So ultimately liver will be also, when it will store excess of glucose, it will turn into fats in the liver. So that will become fatty liver and will hamper the function of the liver. And then Eating too much of sugary things will cause tooth decay, cavities, plaque. And it is not like that due to the fear of all these health problems, we will stop eating glucose. If you will stop eating carbohydrates, then you are not giving fuel to your body machine. You will suffer in weakness. So we have to take it in a right proportion. Now we will see fats. What are fats? Fats are also organic compounds. Why? Because just like carbohydrates, they are also made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. This is the reason that why this glucose can be converted into fats. How? In our cells, excess of glucose, which is not being used up. You are sending so much of glucose to your cells that it is not used up into the cellular respiration. So the excess of glucose will be converted into fats. And when you burn fat, stop eating glucose, stop eating carbohydrates, and start burning your fat, it will be converted back to glucose and will provide you with energy. So they are interchangeable. Glucose can be converted into fats, fats can be converted into glucose. The reason is the elements are same. The elements which are making glucose, carbohydrates and fats, they are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So one molecule of fats consists of 3 fatty acids and 1 glycerol. So one molecule of fat, when you will digest it in your digestive system, it will release in your blood in the form of 3 fatty acids plus 1 glycerol. They are the tiny, simple, soluble molecules which can dissolve in your blood plasma and can get inside your cells. And when 3 fatty acids and 1 glycerol combine together, they form one molecule of complex molecule of fat. All right. So let's move. What are the two types of fats? Saturated and unsaturated. So what are saturated fats? They are the ones which are bad for our health. Why? They solidify at room temperature. They increase the cholesterol level when we eat them, like beef, mutton, fried things, bad oil we are using in fried foods. So those are the saturated fats, butter. They will ultimately digest, release in our blood, and they will increase cholesterol, and this cholesterol will deposit in your blood vessels and will cause health issues. All right, will cause health issues. So we are actually getting saturated fats from the animal sources like ghee, cheese, butter, red meat, mayonnaise. They are all coming from the animal sources. All right. In mayonnaise, we are adding egg, animal source. We are adding oil. So oils are not always animal sources, but uh, egg is an animal source. Butter, ghee, cheese, we are getting them from milk. So they all contain saturated fats. So the problem will be the cholesterol level will increase, arteries will block, heart diseases, blood pressure, etc., etc., and can lead to the severe health issues. What are unsaturated fat? The good one. They are liquid, they do not solidify. They are liquid at room temperature. They are liquid at room temperature, okay? And we are getting them from plant sources. For example, all the nuts, dry fruits, almonds, peanuts, cashew nuts, walnuts, sunflower, flax seeds, olives, fish, avocados. They all contain good fat, which is needed for our heart health. They will never going to clog our arteries. We will remain healthy eating these fats, cutting down the poor fats. So why fats are needed? Because fats are the energy reserve in our cells. When you do not have enough glucose, your fats will burn and will provide you with double energy than a single molecule of glucose provides. So those who are obese, those who want to decrease the body weight, they cut the glucose, and then if the glucose will not be there, the fats will react with oxygen in the cell's mitochondria and provide double energy. So fats will burn, energy levels will also increase. And the fats are important. They make a protective layer around our organs, like our kidneys are totally wrapped inside a thick layer of fat for protection. The cell membranes are made up of fats and proteins, and our heart and arteries need good fat for their health, and fats provide insulation to the body all under our skin, over our flesh. There is a thin layer of fat which is acting as an insulator. Proteins, what proteins are made up of? They are also made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but there is one molecule of nitrogen which is making them different from the fats and carbohydrates. And what are the sources of proteins? Eggs, dairy products, meat, seafood, milk, they all contain proteins in them. All right. What is the function of protein? The function of protein is muscle building, growth, healing, repair of the damaged parts. Our blood contains proteins. Different type of the proteins are there in our blood. There is one protein in our blood which help in blood clotting if we have got any injury. That is called fibrinogen. It helps in blood clotting. Growth is taking place, the body mass will increase, the flesh will increase. All right. So fats, these proteins are important for growth. All right. Proteins are digested when we eat proteins. For example, if you are eating egg, you will digest this egg in your digestive system, and ultimately after it will be converted into the simplest, finest soluble molecule, which is called amino acid. So this amino acid is used in making your cell membranes. Our enzymes and hormones are also made up of proteins. They are made up of amino acids. And our hairs, our muscles, our skin, our nails, they also made up of protein. So they are making different structures of the body. They are making flesh of your body. They are making your hairs. They are growing your hairs, your skin, your nails will become better if you will have enough protein in your diet. Antibodies, the ones which you fight with the infections. The white blood cells produce antibodies when any germ enter in your body. What antibodies are? Nothing but the proteins. What your enzymes are? In the digestion, we have seen salivary amylase, pepsin, and lipase. What these things are? They are all proteins, different sort of the proteins. So you can see the sources of protein, plant sources and animal sources. The sources are there in beans, peas, soybean, lentils, meat, cheese, fish, egg, milk. They all contain proteins in them. Vitamins. Vitamins are required in our diet in a very, very small micro quantity. There is a wide range of vitamins A, B, C, D, E. There are different type of the vitamins. All right. So we need them in a very small quantity, and we cannot skip them because they help in metabolism. Skipping vitamins from the diet will lead to any health issue. All right, so you can see there is a family of B1, B2, B5, B6, B7, B12. Then vitamin C, D, E, K, different sort of the vitamins we need in our diet. So vitamin A, let's start with vitamin A. In our syllabus, we have got A, B, C, and D. So vitamin A, you can see the sources of vitamin A, broccoli, fish, liver, meat, eggs. They contain vitamin. Like egg is a multivitamin. Egg contain almost different type of the vitamins, proteins in it. So vitamin A is also there in the carrots, are the great source of vitamin A. Vitamin A is necessary for our eye health, the health of our retina. Your eyes will become sharper, the eyesight will become sharper if you are taking, enough quantity of vitamin A. The required quantity of vitamin A if you are taking. So the deficiency of vitamin A will lead to the poor eyesight. Then blindness can lead to blindness as well. Those who are living in such conditions that their diet, they cannot take any diet which contain vitamin A. According to the surveys, blindness is very common in them. So nowadays, This is there in our biology syllabus, biotechnology. So in biotechnology, we are making genetically modified rice in which we have incorporated vitamin A of the carrot into the rice, so that if they are eating a plate of rice, they can get a minimum amount of vitamin A, those who are living below the poverty line. So if they are eating only a plate of rice, they can get minimum amount of vitamin A, so that can prevent blindness and poor eyesight in the children. Then we have got vitamin B. Again, you can see egg is there in vitamin B, almonds, wheat. They all contain avocado. They all contain vitamin B, and the entire family of vitamin B is actually the energy producer. They do not produce energy. Vitamins do not directly produce energy. Energy producers are only fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. Vitamins and minerals, they do not directly produce energy, but they boost up your enzymes. They push your enzymes, activate your enzymes. That's why vitamins and minerals are called coenzymes. So when your enzymes are active, your metabolism is faster and you are generating energy in your cells. So vitamin B, all type of the vitamin B are actually energy. Indirectly, they are energy producers, not directly. They're enhancing your mood, and they're forming your blood cells, skin and hair health. Everything will be enhanced. Vitamin C. Vitamin C is found in all the citrus fruits, vegetables, all the sour tasting foodstuffs. Bell pepper contain lots of vitamin C. Berries, strawberries, they all contain vitamin C, and the function of vitamin C is, first of all, it will help you to strengthen your immunity. You will be protected from common cold and cough because your immunity will become strong. So you will not be able to, you will be easily able to fight with the infections. Then vitamin C is actually making collagen, a glue type of the substance which is holding the tissues packed together. So your skin will remain good because collagen is there in our skin, collagen is there in our bones. So this collagen is actually making our skin and our bones also indirectly stronger. And deficiency of vitamin C will lead to gum bleeding, which is called scurvy. Scurvy is a disease in which the gums start bleeding, and that is because of the deficiency of vitamin C. Then we have got vitamin D. Vitamin D is found in eggs, again in eggs and in sunlight. When your skin receives sunlight, your skin manufactures vitamin D. So vitamin D is there in egg, dairy products, and in the sun. And vitamin D helps you to absorb calcium from your diet. If you are eating calcium but not have enough vitamin D, you will not be able to absorb calcium in your bones. So vitamin D deficiency means calcium deficiency, and that will lead to the weaker bones, fractures, osteoporosis, and joint pains, etc. Minerals. All right, minerals are non-energetic. They are not going to provide you with energy. You need them in a very small quantity, like iron, calcium, potassium, iodine, manganese, magnesium, zinc. So they are found naturally in the foods. Otherwise, you can take multivitamin and multi-mineral tablets that will give you the everyday requirement of the vitamins and minerals can be fulfilled in that way as well. So iron. Iron is found again in eggs. So eggs, I told you that they are multivitamin and multi-mineral. They're in egg, in liver, broccoli, apples. They contain iron, and the function of the iron is to make hemoglobin. And hemoglobin helps in the absorption of oxygen. So those who do not have enough iron in the diet, so their hemoglobin percentage is very low. So their energy levels will be low. Why? Because oxygen is not absorbed by the blood. And oxygen is the key reactant in the cellular respiration. So oxygen and glucose combine together to provide energy. So when oxygen will not be there, glucose alone cannot provide energy. So low levels of energy, hair fall, poor skin, pale skin, low energy level, low mood swinging. These are all the problems of iron deficiency. Then calcium, another mineral, calcium. It is found in all the dairy products plus egg. Almost all the vitamins and minerals are there in the eggs. So calcium is needed for your bones, and your teeth are made up of calcium. So necessary for calcium is necessary for your stronger bones, muscle contraction, your heart health, blood clotting. Calcium is needed for that. So that's all today for this topic. Soon I'm going to make the video of another topic. So start your exam preparation, children. I hope it will be helpful for you. Bye bye.